Let me
I
see.
yeah, let's just get started. Even though none of us will know what happened last time,
I know. I
since
was
Paul's
thinking
not
that.
here.
Damn. Hold on. Let me see if I took notes.
Yeah, would any of you like to recap from last time?
Let's see. I have a little bit of stuff I can add in. I don't remember what the hell we did, but we did kind of starting off the session. I know we kind of uh, essentially started with okay, we're out of the prison. What do we do? We kind of hand waved a couple of things, reconvened with or had work and the company that was with him. Kind of had a quick conversation with them. Was like, hey, get out of here. You don't need to be in the wilds.
Fuck out of
Yeah.
Um,
here.
kind of sent them on their way to safety. I believe they were going to Kazul, if I remember correctly. Um, basically, we were going to send them
Yeah.
to the wilds. Yeah, I think the Kazul was like the closest, probably. Um, no, there's the other city, but I think that was on the outskirts of the wilds, which is still probably not great. And they had Windwalk for 8 hours, so they can go Mach 7 for a while. Um, and there was a purple orb that we were kind of visited by briefly, which, assuming it's the energy that's being dispersed from Cassis, at least that's the working theory from Teth. It kind of was going towards the direction of where we had the orb on the map, or at least one of the Presidium orbs. Kind
Yes.
of going off in that direction. And we started making our way kind of to that at some point. But I think before we left, we had uh, actually a relatively lengthy conversation about what the hell's wrong with Teth. Zetho kind of chimed
Yeah.
in and Teth kind of filled in some information, talking a little bit about the Eterna and what he's done in the past as far as him getting reset and what if there's a long-term solution, has it been considered, you know, more stuff in detail to that, but there was a pretty decent long conversation about that and potentially long story short, Zetho kind of handing off the torch, so to speak, to the group to basically figure it out or deal with Teth because Zetho's getting old as fuck. So
Yeah.
he's an old human. I keep wanting to say he's a gnome. Maybe he is a gnome. I don't remember honestly. I don't know what we decided.
Did we say half gnome
Half gnome, sure. I like that.
to to justify his pointed ears?
Yep, he's half gnome.
I like the art, so that's Zethlo. He could be
Yeah,
half whatever.
yeah.
Something that
Either way,
ages.
he's definitely elderly. So getting up in years. I think he was like the same age as Urzok, right? Essentially.
Yeah, it's just or did he say you were just slightly older than him? He should be like in his
Yeah, I think he's a little bit
70s
older.
Yeah,
or
it was pretty.
mid 80s. So you're just like around 80. He's just older than you. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, Urzok has stopped aging physically, so doing a little bit better than 80-year-old half gnome. But besides the point, we essentially kind of went. We went, I think, maybe about an hour out, or we basically got not an hour, probably a mile out from the prison. Kind of, we're like, all right, we need to just chill out, reset. We were pretty spent. Um, I'm trying to remember other things stuff that I didn't write down. Kind of scoped out an area from what I remember. I don't remember it being particularly um, specific as far as if we found obviously it wasn't like a cave or anything like that, but found a spot, hunkered down, and there was a couple of conversations. I know that, and most of them were kind of on watches, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
I remember that Vern and Brackle had a pretty decent, long, lengthy conversation. Some of it was about. It was I think Brackle was kind of asking about Vern's family and not necessarily obsession isn't quite the right word, but basically like what that whole thing is going with his basically what's going on with Vern. What's the Vern sitch? And he kind of filled in a lot of information, and they kind of had a bonding moment over the campfire. I don't remember if there was any new like big revelations, but there was kind of a sharing of life stories there, so to speak, kind of bonding experience there. I think I talked to Peep Up, or Teth did.
Oh yeah.
Long story short, Peep Up has a brother in Cassis and wants to be reunited with him, and we're hoping that potentially, if we have the ability to send him and aren't getting murdered in the wilds, or have the chance to expend magic to send him on his way, then we'll do that. But obviously, we don't have a lot of. Actually, I think above table, I think is Brackle deal with his teleport.
Yeah.
I maybe Brad does.
Yeah,
Eric might
maybe.
have it.
Oh, he doesn't teleport. He has the tree.
Shift?
Tree walk.
He's transported via plants.
Oh, okay. So
I thought
okay.
somebody else had teleport. Vern, you don't?
No. I almost
Okay.
got it once, but then I didn't because of that room with all the teleporters in it. And I'm like, okay, well.
We also have a
Fair.
scroll of
Teleport.
no, not teleport. The Michael Barlow's plague shift.
Cerebral
yep.
gate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you could always just go down into the lower plane to try and escape, and try your chances at a worse environment to get out of a sticky situation.
Yeah.
I just have to
Could
hold
do.
my 7th level spell for teleport if we're gonna like do plans like that. I just gotta know.
It was very much, and I think Ted kind of told people up like, hey, I think we're definitely want to help you out as a group, but we got to make sure we don't fucking die first.
Mm-hmm.
Is the idea. So if we have the ability to send you, we will. If not, then gonna have to wait a bit.
Wait,
Wasn't there a conversation about you two with like Zethlo? I forget who he picked, but he was like, "Will you look after Tef
He
or
was with
something?" like
Urzok.
that?
He's
Yep.
with Urzok, yeah.
I think it was the last watch.
There was a conversation, but Urzok said no.
Yeah,
Oh,
he said what he
yeah.
said. He kind of was like, "Hey, I want to pass the torch on to you," and Urzak was like, "I see what you're saying, but no, thank you. That's not me. Like, you don't want me to do this. I think somebody's better suited." Essentially, was the idea, right?
Namely Vern, who's
Namely Vern.
10 feet away.
And yeah, but there was a conversation about that. I think the idea, and I don't remember if I'm remembering this correctly, but the idea was just like Zethlo was like, hey, I've been kind of keeping him to myself. I wanted to pretty much pass him off to you guys. Eventually, that's kind of what he got to. But realistically, like as far as like the actual upkeep and maintenance, 100% would probably be Vern. I don't know if Brackle has any training or applications to stuff like that, but
what?
basically dealing with Teth, like
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah. Maybe some of the like if you were a big Arcana person, you might have something maybe insight wise into the arcane part of him, but
I don't think so. Yeah,
Oh.
I don't think anything like close to kind of like the artificing
Yeah.
area. I wouldn't have any like
Creation.
special knowledge into that.
Mhm. And even if Eric did, there's no way in hell Teth would want Eric near him.
He's very
Actually,
unpredictable. He's just very
not a chance.
unpredictable.
Teth's gonna wake up with a fucking elephant head.
Yeah.
I
thought that's what you
can't
wanted.
remember. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but there's a I think it was in Hindu. I can't remember what religion it was, but there's a like a disciple of maybe it's Buddha, or one of the gods. But it was like one of the bone apostles, essentially. He was basically a human with a elephant head. I can't remember what the hell his name is. Vishnu? No, it wasn't Vishnu. I'm thinking.
Vishnu.
Don't have the right names. Anyways, besides the point. Yeah. So there was a conversation with Urzak and Zethlo. I remember on Eric's watch, he noticed something. I can't remember if he had heard something and went to go check it out, but he basically tracked down something that was circling the camp. Oh, he had I think he turned into a bird, a giant eagle or something, and went off to investigate. But he when he investigated it, I don't know if he actually. I think he did tell. Maybe he didn't tell Urzak. I don't remember. At some point, I know Urzak and Ziza kind of walked out there to go take a look at it as well. And it was something burrowing. I don't remember the extent of what it was, but it was kind of keeping a perimeter around the group. I think we kind of just left it to its own devices and just made sure it wasn't going to try and swallow us whole. So at some point, I don't remember if this was before we slept or after we slept or what it was, but there was a legend lore on the bone fields. Oh, it was after we started traveling and we started getting into the area, I believe. We started seeing, I think we started seeing indications of like a massive battle essentially that had gone place, which was not it was, I think it was about 150 years ago. All sorts of different creatures, great conflict there, varying sizes. But it was essentially a legend lore about the bone fields there. I believe Brackle had cast it via scroll.
Yes.
We had
we were pretty low on. Or wait, that was after that.
Yeah. Well, we had a legend lore scroll that we were like, may as well not use a spell slot, sort of thing. From the horde of scrolls that I think Urzak had gotten from Taurus. What the hell is his name?
Yep.
Tauros?
Tauros, maybe.
Yeah. The bull guy.
Who really knows?
It's so close. I don't remember the original thing because it was close, and then we kept saying the wrong thing. Like
that's supposed to be.
That's how words Taurus.
It was supposed to be Taurus, but I kept saying Tauros because we had just talked about Pokemon.
Like, that's how things change throughout time. Words change.
Yeah. And I'm inclined to say
magical.
I always want to say Os because of Talos, so it's like Tauros, Talos, Os. Let's see.
Just Barlos, make sure you don't have any monsters in this bone field that sound like Marowak or Cubone. There's no promises with how we name them.
It's all going to be bone-themed Pokemon in this bone field.
It's over for you if you do that.
Yeah, this is a monster that I've homebrewed called a Kaboon. This is a Kaboon.
Would you like to regret yourself for the rest of your life?
Yeah, one thing to consider, the air is thicker here, almost smoggy. And because of Hero's Feast, you guys are you have immunity to poison?
Yep.
Are you immune to poison? Yeah.
Yep. And have advantage on wisdom saving throws, I believe.
Something like that.
And some max HP.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was some insight, I think, from the legend lore that kind of talked about the fighting there and some
Yeah,
of the
it
like
was.
widespread confusion from it and the air being poisonous
Mm-hmm.
and it
And
getting
like
worse.
people knew about like a fight took place, but they don't. I think it was they don't remember
Yeah.
what it was about or like who the
That's what it
factions were or
was.
something like that.
Yeah, they were like super confused, like had a lot of brain fog leaving the area.
Yes.
And apparently I think it got worse when the closer to the heart of that bone fields anyways. So whatever's at the epicenter is probably a giant bone causing all the confusion.
Getting boned down.
Just get a firm boning and you forget what happened.
Hmm.
So probably what it is, it's just a big Q-bone.
Cute bone.
That's all I
As you're
remember.
talking, I'm frantically changing my plans.
He's like,
You're just like,
I got to delete all the Pokemon. I got to get them all out of here. What have I done?
yeah.
They're either going to think it's stupid or they're going to think that I took their ideas.
I know it's not a bone, but that's what I thought of. Just a big onyx.
Yes. That's what it is. It's a giant rock. It's just a giant bone snake.
Giant bone. Yeah, giant bone snake.
Yeah, onyx made of bones, actually.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for the recap. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't think anything was really missed.
We did some rolls for traveling. I don't know.
Yeah, they led you to the bone fields, so that so that is done. Those rolls don't matter anymore. Just to make sure that I have these correct, you had 2 scrolls left
Yes, we used one.
unidentified, right?
Yes.
Urzok?
Yep.
Okay. So the ones that you should know right now are Blink, Legend Lore, which you used, Private Sanctum, Remove Curse, Sleep, Floating Disc, and Ice Storm, right?
Yep.
Okay. And there are 2 more. Cool. All right. Let's move on to tonight's prologue. Tonight's prologue brought to you by Snyder's of Hanover. I just tried these pretzels for the first time today. Delicious. They're jalapeno ranch flavor. They don't taste like jalapeno at all. They just taste like ranch. But it's maybe the best ranch pretzel I've ever had. So maybe it's just the silent jalapeno acting in the shadows.
There's I think it's mustard and onion one that's just like that. It's like addicting. I think it's mustard and onion.
So good. So good. All right, here we go. You hear pained whimpers from deep inside the cave. They sound weak and strained, even after the wet walls around you amplify their thin echoes. Though the words you hear are mostly help and hello, the tone of the pleading is devoid of hope, placid in every sense. This is the voice of a man who has given up. From the outside of the cave, you see a small purple orb floating within the stale air and descending deeper into the darkness. You follow it as it moves closer and closer to the source of the voice. Please, somebody help me, please. Still soaked in apathy, the voice continues as the floating, shimmering orb moves through the tunnel system, landing at the point of a rather severe wall collapse. From within the rubble, you hear the source of the wailing and watch as the purple orb floats freely through the fallen stones. For a moment, there's silence. Jarring, actually, after the consistency of the man's cries. But soon you hear the man again. Oh, hello. A spark of hope reignited in the color of his voice. Please, please help! My legs are stuck, and I'm so hungry. I need to get through this cave. Another moment of silence before he begins again, weaker this time. I can't feel them anymore, and I'm scared. Another moment of silence. Extended now, as many minutes pass without a word from the trapped man until a cry of relief echoes through the cave. Oh, thank you! I can't believe you saved me! From within the pile of collapsed rubble, you see the orb emerge with the man in tow, his body melding through the raw material that once trapped him. This short dwarven man, with a graying beard and round face, breathes a sigh of appreciation and gratefulness. He follows the orb through the tunnels and out of the cave. Feeling the crisp wind in his hair, and with the scent of a fresh rain crossing the horizon, he turns to the orb. He thanks it, and he begins walking away. Deep in the cave, the body of a dwarf, with graying hair and a round face, now lies still and silent, crushed beneath fallen rubble, finally at peace.
We haven't run into too many dwarfs.
Oh yeah, poor dwarf.
They're being crushed by rubble. That's why.
Or dragons.
My favorite pastimes.
Rocks. Let's get under that shit, dude.
Is it 127 hours? My favorite movie.
Yeah.
I've seen a movie
Played by
like this.
James Franco. Yeah.
His head is squished. All we have to do is cut off his head and we can get him out of here.
That's good. Yeah. Only take the affected appendage. Only the head. And it'll be fine. All right. Yeah. Let me get back to my map. Yeah, so you're in the bone fields. You are in this place. The land is relatively flat, but as you travel forward, it seems to move from sand and rock and dirt to patches of desert grass, small cacti, smaller fern-like trees. So it becomes more green as you go. The air still feels thick. It still feels toxic, but you are all unaffected by it right now. Also, as you go, the bones become more interesting. They become more disorderly, where bones that are near each other don't make sense near each other. Like there are very few complete sets of bones, more like they were all kind of scrambled together and thrown back out. What would you guys like to do at this point? To your knowledge, there is no inherent danger other than the fact that you kind of feel how sickly this place is, but you again are shielded from it for now.
If Vern touches one of the bones with like his shoe, does it like crumble to dust? Does it get angry? Does it anything?
No. Actually, make a. You know what? That actually won't matter to you right now anyway. I won't require you to make any type of save. Roll a d10, Vern. See what type of bone you are picking up.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right. These numbers aren't weighted this time.
Do you have physical dice at home with you?
Yeah. Like,
can you just please use them?
And then lie so
for all of our sake.
Averages out.
Also,
even if you fudge them at this point, like it doesn't matter anymore.
Did you change where your computer is?
No, not quite. I'll switch
Really?
to.
Oh, doesn't that
Oh,
look different
no.
behind him?
Oh, I rotated my desk like a month ago, but
Okay. Oh,
yeah. Because I was like working one way and like sunlight was coming in and blinding me, so I rotated. But yeah.
All right,
Um.
Vern, with 3, you pull it out of the dirt beneath you, kind of dust it off, and you realize this is a humanoid bone, as far as you can assume. Likely some type of rib. Um, it is a curved bone. It looks oddly uh, oddly discolored. It doesn't look like the natural progression of a bone's decomposition. It takes a long time for bones to decompose anyway, but there's not a lot of like browning or breakage. It seems to be very well intact, and more green and almost black in some places than just regular wear from the dirt.
Green and black.
green.
Hmm. I will. So at this point where we're walking, they're all kind of mixed up. All the bones. You
Yes.
said. Okay, never mind.
Yes.
Thanks, babe.
Yeah, Vern will just put the bone back down then. If they're all mixed up, he doesn't feel like anything's going to animate, at least immediately.
Actually, make an Arcana check. If that's
okay.
what you're looking for, make an Arcana check.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
With physical dice, if you wish.
It was luckily my Arcana is a +8, so it's okay.
18 is not bad
That's
at
like
all.
rolling an 18 or higher, like on the die for you. A 10. Double
No,
digits.
that's great. That's great. Yeah, with an 18, you glean that something is very wrong with this bone. You don't have a lot of experience with reanimation. Necromantic magic is like the opposite of what your wheelhouse is. But it doesn't feel like this is something that would animate on its own volition. It seems like it is. It feels like a small piece of a larger problem. You can't quite pinpoint what that problem is, but your gut feeling says that something incredibly bad happened here.
I'll do one more thing and then I'll turn it over to the group. I want to take the rib and I want to like sort of like scrape it into the ground, like break into the earth and see if like the earth is like poisoned or something, or there's like some like stuff seeping up or.
Yeah. How far down are you going? Are you just like scraping it on the surface, or
How
you
big
want
of
to
a
dig
rib
down
is it?
into it? We'll say maybe like 7 inches long.
Oh, it's a little rib.
Yeah, it's a humanoid rib. It's not a long.
Yeah,
bone.
I'll just I'll plunge the whole thing into it, kind of like I'm tilling the soil, and just be like, and just pull it back. Which means the
Okay.
rib could also break.
y-
I mean, I'm just full force, just.
Throw me a strength check, strength or athletics, whatever you want
Or
to
might be a
use.
little. Well, it's the same. So
Okay.
I was gonna say they're both great.
18.
Yeah.
Oh man.
With an 18, I will let you dictate the amount of force that you want. I'm not going to say that it's too strong. And two 18s in a row for Vern is like, we should end the session now.
This is it.
Finish it's down from here. Yeah, I would say the bone is not going to break. You can till this however you'd like, and you don't notice anything crazy digging down, less than a foot. It's only kind of sandy and dusty at the very top. It seems to be more like mud and clay the further you get down. Um, One thing you do notice, even at only about 7-8 inches down into the earth, it does feel like there is moisture down there.
Which would make sense because you said there's like a lot of greenery now, right? It's
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Vern's not too shocked about that fact. He'll put the rib exactly where he picked it up from, and then he'll like pick up his pace back with the rest of the group walking.
Okay. Is anybody else doing anything? Any type of investigating? Any type of anything?
This is kind of more of an Eric probably thing to do, or at least under his skill set. But I would just like to make a perception roll, survival, nature. Do I perceive any life, inhabitations, kind of, yeah, really any sense of life anywhere, or
Uh,
civilization, I guess.
yeah. Make a nature check.
Don't burn me. Um, it's fine. 16.
16 is not bad. The trees that you are passing, well, they're not trees like forest trees. They're more like palm based. They're really thick, hardy, long leaves. Uh, you'd notice that a lot of the trees in this area, and they are quite spread out. It's not densely packed like a forest is. The bases of the trees are rather bare. It seems like they're the types of plants that would have foliage all the way down to the ground, kind of like a fern or that type of thing. They're more like really tall bushes or shrubs. The bottoms of uh, the bottoms of the trunks have been either clawed or chewed away, and that is pretty consistent across all of the trees in this area.
Okay. Does it look like where the branches were bare? Did it look like something had eaten the green, or was it just like from just like scratching and rubbing? Kind of.
I'll give that to you with a 16. I think if you're actually going up to trees and looking at it, you can see kind of gnaw marks and claw marks that
Okay.
The roughage had been chewed away.
Okay. I'll pass that along to my fellow people, saying, there might be some indigenous animals out here still. Did they look? How big? Do the claw marks look like pretty big? Like if I put my hand up to it, I think Brackle's like a little bit shorter than I am in real life, but like, are the claw marks thick or are they kind of thin?
This is strange because there are several different sets of claw marks.
Okay.
There are several different sets of bite marks. It looks like maybe 10 to 15 unique types of abrasions on these trees.
Okay. All right, I'll pass it along. Just so we're all aware that there may be some life out here of some sort.
Cather Urzak, you guys doing anything?
Going straight as fast as we can.
Yeah, I'll just yeah, kind of the same idea, but since Tess in the air, he'll just keep an eye out for any aggression or enemies or I don't know giant holes in the road ahead, so to speak.
Okay.
Danger.
Yeah. Urzak and Teth, could you both make me a perception check, please? Assuming if you are moving in this manner, you're kind of spearheading the party at this point.
Oh, I got a +7.
13 is not bad.
19.
19 is not bad. Yeah, so between the two of you, assuming that you are moving and kind of cross communicating with each other as you're leading the party forward, moving out towards the southwest, you both begin to notice a gradient change in kind of the elevation, and it's not a steady decline or a steady incline. It seems to kind of bump up and down more severely as you go. It's a gradual shift from flat land, flat wasteland, to small little steps up and then down. Teth, you would start picking up. I think Urzak, maybe you're just focused on going, so you're just going with the flow. Teth, you would start to put together that these feel like sets of footprints.
Well, these are pretty big footprints based on the description.
Pretty big footprints. Maybe 10 feet long ways by 4 feet ish.
10 foot by 4 foot footprint. Okay. Yeah. Teth will
You'd also know that they are not recent. They have eroded away.
Okay.
They're this is not a creature that has stepped in these prints for quite some time, but they are still there, making themselves now into natural formations in the land.
I'll point it out to Peep Up. Should be like,
yeah.
Hey, look at that! Look at that shit! It's a big fucking foot.
Bigger, so much bigger than him. Yeah, I don't know how he would react to that. He would probably be real upset. I think at first, if you didn't tell him that they're not recent, he'd be like, "Whoa, no."
Yeah.
Yeah. So all in all, you notice that there is a change in the landscape of the area. Maybe you travel another 20 minutes or so before something else changes. These gradual changes continue on as you go forward. Things become greener. Things become less even. You start to see more rock formations, plenty more bones, and a more diverse set of bones. It becomes more and more populated and more eclectic as you are traveling. 20-25 minutes on from that point, you begin to hear a soft clicking noise. You can't see anything. Again, there are now bones all over. You are walking through them, kind of pushing them out of your way. You hear a soft clicking noise off to your left. So at that point, that would be almost directly south of your location. Just like...
So
I'm sure it was really cool, but your mic didn't pick any of that up.
I
God
heard one
damn
click. I heard one click, and I'm like, yeah, I would not be alarmed by that sound at all.
I saw
thought
one
just
click.
one.
I thought
Yeah,
mine was fucking up because I saw Donovan start talking and nothing was coming out. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck, I lost audio.
Yeah, so you hear off to your left. Nothing.
Your microphone
God
hates the
damn it.
sound. Maybe it thinks it's white noise or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Maybe.
Are you popping
It's
your jaw or
popped up.
something? Just tell us what you're doing so we can try to.
I don't even know how to convey that sound without doing the sound.
That sounds like a dinosaur from Jurassic Park.
Is it like a chittering?
Kind of.
Is it Clicker from
Yeah.
Last of Us?
A chittering dinosaur from The Last of Us.
A clicker from Last of Us is very close.
Okay.
Think about that. If you
That's
are
terrifying.
familiar-
I'm running. Breckle's running. He's gone. Teleport.
Or like those. Did any of you ever play Left 4 Dead?
Mm-hmm.
Like those the zombies with the really long tongues
Oh,
that you would hear clicking, and then they would just like launch the tongue at you and grab you and pull you in.
The smokers.
Smokers, yeah.
Yeah.
I need to play Dead Island 2. I love the first one.
Man, I played Dead
That was a
Island
good game.
forever. Yeah.
That's a good game. Anyway, yeah. So it's a very rapid, like guttural, clicking sound that slows down and then speeds back up. It's kind of like a rubber banding effect. The tempo of his clicking.
Is besides the tempo, is the volume getting louder? Like, does it seem like it's approaching us? Or?
Not necessarily. No, it seems pretty stagnant as far as distance from you.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, what that distance being? What range?
Off to your left.
Are we talking
Make a
hundreds of
make a
feet? Or are we
survival check.
talking?
It's a sound.
3 miles away.
You can you can hear it within 50, 60 feet-ish. Yeah, you have no idea for sure, but you know that it's to your left and it's within earshot. So maybe 60 feet.
Oh, send Zapdos out and see if you can see what it is.
I don't want something to jump up and bite Zapdos, though. Can I?
No,
see
I mean put
Zapdos
him in the
in,
air.
Oh yeah, I guess I could put him pretty high up.
Yeah, put him high up in the air and see if you can see anything.
Before I do that, can I instead have Zapdos morph into a little funnel, and can I try to like do little clicking sounds back at it?
Oh no.
Make a. I need 2 checks from you. Make an animal handling check to see how well you can convey that idea to Zapdos, and then make a performance check to do it.
15.
15 will work. Yeah.
And then 14 for performance.
I'll give that to you. You can recreate that sound. It is not exactly perfect, but it is close enough. And once you do that, the clicking will stop. There's a period of silence, and it will start again. It seems in a more conversational tone. It will try and click back at you. So it's just like 3 or 4 short clicks, like a. Did that come through?
No. It's
What is happening? I'm gonna take the pop filter off and see. Did that come through?
Yeah. I heard one thing.
What the heck? Okay, that's fine. Whatever. A series of short clicks. Use your imaginations for what they sound like to you. These are considerably less menacing or creepy than the ones before. And it seems more intentional rather than a passive sound that a creature is making.
Okay. Guys, I think whatever that is might be friendly.
How did you come to that conclusion?
You heard the clicks, right? The clicks sound so nice.
I don't have to speak with animals. I have comprehend languages, but I don't think that's a language.
Don't check.
I think or what do I have? I have universal speech.
What is universal
I'll
speech?
use it. I'll use universal speech. Wait, hold on. Never mind. They can understand me. It doesn't say I can understand them. I fucking hate that. That's bullshit. That's the same thing as like just yelling your language louder at somebody else, almost.
Yeah. I do have speak with animals if it's an animal.
Let's try it out. I'll pass the Zapdos funnel to Tef so that whatever he says can be heard nice and clear.
Let me double check. You gain the ability to
I
comfort.
You
would-
can use that as a little auditory
with
funnel
beast.
too.
So it has to be a beast.
I would say that it is. I would say that it is part beast. Yes, I would allow you to use that on this creature.
Limited by its intelligence.
Oh well, I don't know. What is the intelligence limit?
So it doesn't have like a threshold, like a hard threshold where some spells are like if it doesn't have at least this, it doesn't work. But it just says pretty much like, hey, just keep in mind that some beasts are limited by their intelligence. So if you're getting information from them and they have an intelligence of 2, like they're probably not going to be very helpful. If that makes sense, like a moth. You're talking to a moth. It's just like young
Right.
Narn.
Fly
love
into the
bread.
fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the sun god.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go ahead and pat Zapdos and put him on my shoulder. I
Okay.
feel weird. I feel weird about putting a bird to my mouth, a bird cone.
Fair.
And I'll try without Zapdos first to see if I
So
can.
you are casting Speak with Animals.
Yep, level 1
Okay.
divination. Lasts for 10 minutes. Action self. 1 action, area self.
Okay. Teth, as the spell takes effect, as it comes online within your body, the clicking, which has now resumed, it is no longer trying to talk to Vern. It's just back to its the clicking that it was kind of doing before. It slowly fades for you. Yet still there's that same thing, but for you, Teth, the clicking fades and is slowly replaced with a small, a very faint, almost playful voice. And what it says indicates that it might not even register that you all are there at all. It's just saying, "Oh, where's my bone? Oh man, oh, I thought it was just over here. Where's my bone? Oh." And it just repeats kind of cyclically that idea over and over again.
And do I take the DM bait?
Isn't Cubone wear his like
I think
mom's
so, yeah.
mom's skull or something?
It's
Yeah.
not a Cubone. It's not a Cubone.
Okay. We'll
Where's
totally
my
believe
mom?
that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Cubone.
Whatever.
All right.
All right,
First of all,
Cubone.
I don't think a Cubone. I don't think a
Fucker.
Cubone would be a beast. I would not categorize Cubone.
I would think it
Cubone
would be a part piece, though.
It would be a monster because remember Pokemon. Hello.
Yeah, part
Well,
beast, part monster.
okay. I feel like Cubone would be mostly elemental, but maybe also a monstrosity.
Elemental?
I don't know.
No, I like
Oh,
beast. I think
Elemental.
He
What
looks,
kind of?
he
You're a
looks like a
jerk.
little dinosaur. Dinosaurs are beasts. He's like a little dinosaur, right?
All right.
Dinosaur.
I promise you, it's not a Cubone.
I'm still not sold.
Yeah, I guess Teth would just relay the message down, and it's apparently somebody who is looking for his bone. They don't sound very threatening. They seem a little lost, if I'm completely honest, and confused, but I don't think it's necessarily something that is going to. I don't even think they're talking to us. I think they're just talking out loud, to be honest.
And Vern will start scooping up bones that they could possibly give to him. It's just
Vern's-
an armful. Of
Fern,
bones.
they have to look special. Come on, be a little selective. Breckle will pick like that. That one's no. That's just a tiny. Same as this one's dark. You don't want that.
Are we? I mean,
I feel like we have to talk to this bone guy.
I feel like we don't have to though.
Like Urzak and Eric are 500 feet in the distance.
If you want to,
Teth.
I mean, 10 minutes.
Ask
You
him
got
what
10
the bone
minutes.
looks like.
Do you want Vernon and I to do bone recon?
I think we should go catch up with our party real quick.
I mean, if you guys are stopping, we're stopping.
Okay. I guess by catch up, I mean decide if we're actually doing this above table. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah, up to you guys.
Buff table. We're absolutely fucking doing this.
I'm ready for our Pokemon party to grow by 1.
Yeah, let's
Zapdos and a Cubone.
And sure enough,
I keep forgetting. I'm like, why the fuck is Vern so? And then I was like, that's right. Vern collects things like animals,
Yeah.
and like a little electrical birds, and I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Now the electrical bird just imprinted on me, but then that's sort of
That's true.
Vern does like helping others, and
Yeah.
especially the ones that the weak and the downtrodden and the ones who struggle.
Okay.
So this guy sounds like he's struggling.
He does sound like he isn't gonna murder us, which we've heard before, and then got eaten by a fucking cave. But
That's true.
let's just be quick.
If you pull that stunt again and we're inside a giant
boneyard.
A giant bone. A giant like dragon skull. He just closes down there. Yeah. So as you follow this sound of the clicking, or for Teth, this voice that just keeps reiterating how upset it is that bone has been lost. Apparently, a very particular bone. It's looking for amid thousands of bones here.
Does Teth hear anything? Like for us, the clicking would just sound very. But as we're getting closer to the source of this thing, and we're like walking through like ankle deep bones, right? So we're not quiet. Does the creature change his? Is he still cycling through the same stuff, or is he changing what he's saying or clicking?
I would say you can kind of walk, and maybe Teth can be the barometer for this, to see how the creature is reacting to the noises around it. But for right now, as you are approaching, it is still very focused on finding the thing that it is missing. As it gets closer, though, maybe you feel like 30, 25 feet away, you can actually start to see within the bones in front of you movement. There is a creature, something like a bone here will fly up, and like almost like a shark underwater. How you can just kind of see that it's moving, but you can't see the body of it in this sea of bones. Just like they'll just kind of like move over here and then move back here and then move over there. Teth, you could still it is little. It's a little creature. Teth, you would confirm that it is still affixed on finding this bone, maybe even more frantically than before. It's not until you get within about 15 feet that it'll stop. The movement stops, the bones kind of are at rest on the surface of this pile. And you'll still hear clicking, but the dialogue of this creature changes for you, Teth. And it'll say, "Huh? Hello?
Hello.
Is somebody out there? Oh! Who is that?
My name is Teth. I am just simply
Oh.
traveling through. Heard you. Seem to have lost something.
My bone!
does your bone look like?
A bone?
Is there any particular markings, sizes, shapes?
Only the best bone I've ever seen. Can you help me find it?
It's not very descriptive. I have an ally who's interested in helping you.
Oh,
Thanks, Urzak.
what's an ally?
A friend.
Oh, I have some friends.
Do you? Where are they?
Yes. I don't know. Do you like bones too? What's your name again?
Vern. He
All I
will-
heard is
he'll
what you're clicking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah. Click, 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 click. Vern. He's gonna fill in the group.
Mm.
Yeah. So this is the situation.
15 feet away. You will see the head of this creature
Cubone?
pop out of the bones.
Yeah.
Oh, it's practically a Cubone.
I've been
It's not a cubone.
We can name it Cubone.
I've been seeing
You
I've
can
been
name
seeing
it whatever you want.
I've been seeing a lot of Adventure Time recently, so I immediately thought of Jake from Adventure
Yep.
Time.
Yeah.
Aw.
Okay.
He'll pop his head out of the bones. Be startled at first because he was only speaking to Teth, and there there are a bunch of creatures in front of him, including two elephants.
Yeah.
I understand why he fucking lost his bone. He can't even like detect two giant fucking elephants walking through this field.
Yeah.
And he'll say back to you, Teth. Wow, you're all big.
Because it's all based on perspective.
Okay. I think that my bone was around here somewhere, but I don't know. It could be somewhere else.
You know, my friend here is very good at locating things, and I think that he might be able to help you out.
Well, that'd be great. I miss it.
Going back to Vern, he's just looking for any fucking bone that's really pretty, I think. I don't think he's actually missing one of his bones, but he doesn't have specifics. He's just looking for the ultimate bone.
Oh.
Maybe you could just like make one for him. I don't know. Like,
Can I want to take a
Gil-
bone.
Gilbert-
Yeah, and can I go to my
Hold-
workshop for a minute?
Hold on, guys. Is he missing a bone on his body? Just take a
Good
quick
question.
little look-see over him.
How good are you guys with fucking dog anatomy?
Yeah, he actually is missing a tail.
I mean, he's missing fucking, like, if he has 11 ribs on one side and 12 on the other, we're gonna see the one.
Disease.
All right, do you know how many ribs a dog has? I don't.
Yeah, I know exactly how many all dog ribs.
I'm so good with bone structure in dogs. It's great.
We make a perception or investigation check to see if he's missing a bone on his body.
Yeah. Go ahead. Either one.
Definitely gonna be perception. Shit roll, but 16.
16. You're not that far away. But he is only about halfway out. From where you can see, the top half of his ribcage is totally intact.
I
It does
say
not look-
nothing.
It doesn't look like he's missing anything.
Hmm. I'm gonna grab a bone
Okay.
and just be like, "Is this it?" And I'm gonna throw it up over his head to see if he jumps out of the bone pile, and we see like his legs are gone or something.
He's gonna make an acrobatics check to try and catch it.
This is one of those moments where, oh no,
Got him.
now he's missing two bones.
He's just his butt ass is in the air, head's in the sand.
He's yeah. So you will toss this bone. It's a bit heavier than this dog is expecting, and it's like, oh, a bone! And he will jump up in the air, and it will rock his world straight to the dome. And he will fall back, and just his skull just kind of like twists backwards, and he falls back into the bones. He said, "Oh, well, that bone looked good, but now everything's upside down. What's going on?"
I think you.
We can't hear him.
Well,
So.
I think you broke his neck.
Oh well, we can twist it back.
Come here, little guy.
I will because I always forget I have this.
I'll start
I will
walking
rock.
the opposite direction, thinking
I'm
that he's
gonna
going.
I'll do my grappler arm.
There you go.
I don't think I've used in like 8 months, and I'm gonna grab him and pull him back through the bone pile to us.
Fair, yeah. He's a tiny creature, so or small probably, but yeah, you can easily grab onto him. There are plenty of bones that are secure, and you can pull him back to the group. And he'll just say, wow! I didn't think I could move this fast."
Is it easy to twist his head back? I do it very slowly to not hurt him.
Oh, this feels weird.
Oh,
but yeah, you can easily click it back into place.
Okay.
But now you're holding a dog made of bones.
Yeah.
Aren't
I
all
look
dogs
back
made
at
of bones?
Teth.
What'd you say, Urzak?
Aren't all dogs made of bones?
That's true. Only the bones. You're looking at a dog that's only with the bones.
Yeah.
Fair point. Fair point.
Can
You
I-
all would notice, though, now that you are holding it, some of the bones are mismatched. They're not all dog bones. It seems to be mostly dog bones. Certainly the skull and like the general formation of the bones are very dog-esque, small breed dog. But he doesn't have a tail. And there are some ribs that feel out of place. His back legs are different lengths because they seem to be different bones from different creatures. He's just kind of a mismatch of different creature bones.
If I pop a divine sense, does it say he's undead?
Yeah, definitely undead.
Okay.
The reason I say that he is beast, though, it seems. I think I'll give this to you because this is it. It seems like a specific enough situation. He is undead, like the Dampier or a Reborn is undead. Like he kind of just like adopts the essence of what he had when he was alive, and he's just undead because of a circumstance that was kind of out of his control. So he's like a half beast, half undead type of creature.
Like the undead plants around here.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you? And this is me talking to Teth, who I'm assuming would then ask him, obviously. But do you have any? You said you had friends. Can you show us where they are? Maybe we can work together to help you out.
Oh yeah, they like bones too, I think. They're off that way, and he points vaguely west. Vaguely west.
Is that where we're headed? No, we're going south, aren't we?
we're going southwest.
You're
right?
going southwest, so it is slightly out of your direct way.
Are your friends nice?
Oh yeah,
Are they big? Bigger than us?
Some of them are, but some of them are smaller than me.
Who's the leader of your friends?
I don't know. We all just kind of are here, around. Some of us are here because of Arcan.
Arcan. What is Arcan?
He's bigger.
Is he
Okay.
Bones?
Parts of him look like bones. He's more red than my bones, though.
Red.
Yeah, he's the one that gave us all of our bones.
Oh, so does he expect anything from you in return?
I don't know.
Oh, but you're not guarding this place or anything.
Have you seen my bone? I think I lost it.
I'm guessing the short-term memory is probably not great. Just
He has no brain.
right. Also a problem. Mm,
Does that name mean anything in particular to anybody?
Anyone who would like to make a history check could make a history check against the name Arcan.
Sure.
yeah.
Why not? Oh, I'm proficient. What the fuck?
What the? Oh
What
wait.
the hell?
Oh, I'm proficient too.
That's right. I decided since I was old, I should know a little bit of history.
Not as
Just
good
gonna
as
keep rolling
everybody else.
18s all night.
Heyo.
Yeah.
Not the worst.
Urzak, I actually will allow you to roll this with advantage to see if you get something higher than a 10.
Little me.
Hell yeah.
21 it is.
21 is fine. 21 is fine. We'll start from the bottom with Teth and Brackle. You guys are kind of in the same bracket here. The name
Teth has the worst.
What?
Yeah.
So sorry. I'll start with Teth.
Come on.
With the worst roll, I'll start with Teth.
He's gonna get the same information as you, but I'll start with him.
You bet. Teth, with a 3 for an 8. The name Arcan definitely sounds familiar. Not because of personal experience, not because you have met anybody by that name, just purely because you have been alive for a long time, and it is not a common name. It just seems it sticks out to you as odd for some reason.
Yep.
Bracklebaff, you have the same feeling. You get that feeling less from your longevity and more from the idea that you probably have read about this name somewhere in your schooling in the past. It just sparks a memory that's very faint from a long time ago. Using the lens of your schooling was geared towards emulating leaders and creatures of a certain type. That might inform why you know about this, but you can't recall much more than that. Moving up from the 14 to an 18 with Vern. Vern, you definitely recognize this name somehow. Again, along the same lines as Brackle, you were taught about this creature. From your recollection, it is certainly not a friendly creature. You would recall from your studies that Arcan was at one point an established figure somewhere, and you can't quite remember where it was, but you know that Arcan was a leader, maybe a military leader or a some type of head of some group of people that was once noble enough and soon fell on dark times and was banished to the wilds. Urzak with a 21. Rightful that you have the highest roll here. You know that Arcan is a dragonborn. He is a powerful dragonborn. He takes other less fortunate dragonborn under his wing and kind of corrupts them to his cause. You may not have run in with him directly, but some of your siblings may have, and they would have told you about that. And I think that you would be familiar with his type of branding. Essentially, he is a dangerous cult leader, for lack of a more established verbiage. He preys on the weak, adds them to his army, and lives somewhere in the wilds.
Does his army have an objective, or are they hippies?
They're not an objective like Visick or the casters have an objective. They mainly just try and survive, and anyone that gets in the way of their survival, they will attempt to best them or kill them and eat them.
So if we show we're a friend and we're helping one of his kind, or one of his followers, would he be happy about that? Maybe I can't answer that, but
I don't know. I think that you might not be in a position to assume either way yet.
I don't know how important Cubone
at least not with
to Arcan.
Right. Yeah. You don't know what the the two-way relationship is between them yet.
He actually put Cubone out here because he doesn't like him. And we're gonna bring him back.
This is all he ever does is complain about his bone. Actually, that's like he had like Cubone dementia.
Yep.
They get tired of it. They just throw him out in the boneyard.
Well, if Urzak explains the whole Arcan backstory,
yeah, he does.
Okay.
Yeah, Vern is no longer really eager to help this creature, and we'll turn to Urzak and be like, should we just tell him we're gonna look south, and just like, because what Vern's kind of thinking now is just maybe we should go south and then go west to our destination rather than going any farther west now, if that's where Arcan is hanging out.
It's not a bad idea. I don't think I don't know. He's kind of unpredictable. If he sees gain and assailing us and taking our wares, he might be aggressive, but I agree. There's no need to risk it.
When I'm in my workshop, is time distorted outside the workshop again? I always forget if that's a thing or if I just keep making it up.
I gotta start.
You're continually making this the most broken item in the game.
Yeah,
I know. I know.
Just by praying.
But it's only ever used to like make very mundane things, like a monocle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's okay.
Well, now what I want to do is I want to drag Eric with me into the workshop and have him help me manufacture, like 3D print some dog bones.
All right. Make me a nature check.
I'll
give you advantage because you have Eric with you.
It sounds more like Brad said that than.
Yeah.
Did Brad text you?
He confirmed he's alive.
Oh no.
That's not bad. Oh,
No,
that's bad. That's bad. Use regular dice.
Well, at least it's with advantage and not disadvantage. With a 14, you can successfully make a couple bones. I'll say before you get tired of making them, you can with a few that don't quite look right, you can make 3 decent printed bones.
Okay. Can we also get his name? Can Tef get his name?
Sure.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah, he'll ask for Vern.
Oh, I've never thought of that. What do you think my name is?
Does Arcan ever call you anything?
Mostly just dog.
Okay.
What up?
There's a skeleton dog Pokemon now, isn't there?
Probably.
I think
feel like
there
there
is a skeleton dog Pokemon. God damn it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got him. What is it?
Houndstone?
Yeah.
That's so stupid. All right. Yeah. Name whatever you want.
And Vern's gonna engrave one of the bones, and it's gonna say "For Houndstone, heart his friends."
Dude, that Houndstone is the dog from fucking Wild Wacky Races.
Is it really?
No,
Even
it just looks like it, the one that
Oh.
the one that does like the breathy laugh.
Well, like Muttley or whatever.
Muttley, that's what it is. Muttley.
Okay, so he's not a skeleton dog. He's just a ghost dog.
He's Muttley.
So you're good.
How about Houndour? Houndour is like Gen 2. That's a solid Pokemon. And he's kind of he has ribs on him and a skull on his head.
That's true.
I like Houndour.
You're gonna go with Houndour? Okay.
Houndour.
Okay.
I like dog, but
hello, dog.
Dog will accept the bones, and he will look at it.
Great.
And he'll just put it in his mouth because he can't read common.
Oh, damn it. It's more for Arcan to see. So he'd be like, "What? People are in my..." And it's like, "Oh, they seem nice." You know?
Oh, man, we missed a great opportunity to call him Dog Meat.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're in our party now. You're our pet. Yep. You can't leave.
Dog bone.
Oh! I'm in your... Oh, he can't talk back to you. He's only talking through Seth.
I cast Gaius on Doc.
he can never leave. He can never leave Vern's side.
Every 30 days, I'm just gonna cast.
Every 30 days, recast it.
Right. Is there an intelligence cap on Gesh? There's got to be.
Oh, Gaius. Is it Gaius?
Yeah.
Gaius.
It's pronounced Gesh.
No.
That's right.
Nope.
You're right, Gesh. And I only know that because I used that in a video like a year ago, and I had so many comments, all saying different things about how it should be pronounced.
I would say, well, that's not how it's spelled. So until it is Gesh. No, there's no intelligence. It's just a creature that. I mean, I'm not going to do it, but I would do it.
It's rooted in Irish. It's an Irish dialectic folklore term, or an obligation magically imposed on a person. So it's pronounced as Gesh.
Huh.
Gesh.
Yeah, anytime shit just doesn't make any sense at all, it's Irish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
PWRK. Pink.
I never would have thought
Like
that's how.
Siobhan, the name SIOBHAN. It's Siobhan. Yeah.
Yeah, and like is it like the actress like Saoirse Ronan or whatever, and like the
Yeah,
spelling of
yeah.
that weird too. It's like
How about Sean with his SEAN? That's Cian.
Yeah. Anyway, but back to Dog eating the bone that you made for him. Yeah, he'll gladly follow you. You gave him 3 bones. He is tied to no master, and he doesn't really have the mental capacity to decide otherwise. So
okay.
he'll gladly follow you along. That's no problem at all.
I like what people were saying about calling him Dogbone instead of
Dog meat?
Pokemon name.
Instead of dog meat.
Dog meat.
Yeah, the variation of dog meat. That's great. Also, it's just more fun to say Dogbone than Houndour, So
Milkbone.
I was kidding, and I actually etched into his bone, Dogbone. That's his name.
Or it's just the label for his dog bone.
This is a bone. This is a bone for a dog. Yeah. So, are you guys heading south and then cutting over? Is that the new plan?
I think still it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you now with Dogbone in tow
Our
are
party's
moving south.
massive.
It really is. It's there's so many creatures with you. There's no reason why anybody within a mile radius of you wouldn't know your position because you're making so much noise now. Yeah, so you can move south. The density of bones on the ground sort of begins to clear up the further south you go. The air is still toxic. It does not feel good. But the plant life seems to be increasing. There's more moss and kind of prairie grass on the ground. There are more trees around you. They're packed more densely. And the gradient of the ground seems to be leveling out a little bit. Not totally, but it's less severe than it was before. You come upon, we'll say, unless anyone has anything else that they want to do, we'll say that you will travel another increment of maybe 30 minutes. And you come upon the base of what you would all assume to be, based on visual cues alone, a very large foot sticking out of the ground. It is sticking upright with heel on the ground, toes in the air, all bone. It is not a recently deceased foot. It looks like all of the flesh that was on the bone has decayed away. It is a giant bone foot, sticking straight up.
And the bones are still attached. Like they haven't all fallen down.
They have not all fallen down. It is just a bone in the ground.
It's a bone house.
Bone broth.
Yeah, it's a big foot, so it's a big house. Right?
Yeah. A whole lady lived in a shoe with a bunch of kids.
Yeah. I'm sure some witch that has a bunch of bone dogs for pets can live in a foot.
I'll shoot an Eldritch
Bernd,
Blast at
we
it.
found your house.
Okay. All right.
An Eldritch Blast at the bone.
Tickle.
If you're right next to the bone, you can hit it. Roll for damage for your. What do you have? 3 beams now? Past 11th level, you have 3 beams. Roll for damage.
D10s. Hello.
We've really missed the opportunity to make this entire area just like one of those rage rooms or whatever they're called, where you just like break stuff.
20,
That's how
20
Ted
damage.
So you have 3 beams. You can focus them on the same place on the foot or different places. How are you placing them?
Probably shoot them at different places. Just see what's going on. Any reaction?
Yeah. I mean, there's no reaction there. I mean, it's not like the foot is connected to something that feels it and takes the damage. It's not. The foot is not feeling any pain. You definitely chip off some pieces of the bone if you get close to the edges. Maybe it seems very old.
Did
Seems
dog
like it's
bone
been there
react?
for a long time. No, Dogbone did not react.
All right, we're all safe, guys.
Okay. Thank you,
Great.
Brackle. We walked past the giant foot. I'm guessing.
We now have our undead litmus test. Eldritch blast it and see if your undead dog reacts to it or not.
Is there like some like really big like toe rings on it?
Ooh.
Or like
Ooh, yeah.
obvious
Gems.
obvious. Yeah. See, gems like big toe gems.
Hello.
Roll a D100. Top 10%. There are toe rings on this giant foot.
Top 10. So I got to roll 90 to 100.
90 to 100.
Yeah.
Do it.
Holy shit! I did it.
Yes.
Now we just gotta figure out how to get it off.
With a 98, there is one toe ring. It is a massive gold band. And within the gold band on the other side, if you walk around to the other side of the foot, because you're facing kind of the sole, if you walk around to the other side to the top of the foot, you can see inlaid in this gold band a massive amount of emeralds. Like, from your perspective away from the foot, they look small because it's a massive foot. But you're guessing at least 15 individual emeralds inlaid in the shape of a circle on the top of this toe ring.
Whoa, hey Vern. Hey people. Hey.
Yes.
He's just pointing. Can you see, like, here? He goes down, has Ion go down, and then gets off, and then like picks up Peep Up, puts him on his shoulder, so you two can hop on if you would like.
Will do.
And
Sure.
then take him up to the emerald encrusted toe ring.
Breckle gets out his diamond loop.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. How are you guys getting this off? Because
is it magical?
Notably, I don't know. What are you doing to see if it's magical or not?
I'll guess identify. Sure.
Okay.
That'd be a motherfucker.
I can guess that I will. Fine.
Casting identify. Oh yeah, I forgot that you can do that. Do you want the other scrolls that? Sure. You can cast identify. Do you want the other 2 scrolls that Urzak has? Urzak, you also have a scroll of Tiny Hut and a scroll of Life Transference.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, with identify. I don't know what type of ring this is. It is not a magical ring. You would guess that it's an incredibly expensive ring. It's worth a lot. The ring itself. This foot is like, these toes are like the size of your legs. So the ring the band itself is incredibly wide. It's probably a foot and some change, maybe like 14 inches in diameter, and maybe 8 inches in length. So it's a hefty piece of solid gold. And as you get up there, the emeralds themselves are like the size of they're like a little bit bigger than a golf ball. They're like the size of like a tennis ball a piece. 15 of those.
God damn.
15.
Put them in the bag. Put it in the bag.
How do we do that? Is the question.
It's only 14 inches wide. You can fit things like 3 inches or 3 feet wide, I think, into the bag.
No, I mean like logistically, like fit, like get it off.
Can I?
It's just bones. There's
heavy?
flesh on there before.
So is it loose on it?
It's very heavy. It is loose because it was it was made to fit a toe with skin on it. So it's loose around the bone. But also because of that, it has fallen all the way like into like the bed between the toes. So it's like all the way down this toe. So you have to lift it about 4 feet to get it off of the toe.
Break the toe.
And then lift it and then take it down off of this foot.
If I were to reduce the ring, would it break the bone or would it break the ring?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I don't know. You have to try it and find out.
I mean, it just make it into smaller gold shards, anyways. It'd be easier.
Oh,
So
that's it. Yeah.
Make an intelligence check.
Yeah, I'm assuming whoever we sell it to will just melt it down anyway because it's not really terribly useful.
right.
15 golf ball sized emeralds. Or
Hello.
tennis ball.
Tennis ball, yeah.
Dirty 20.
You would surmise with the dirty 20 that it would break the bone before it would break the ring. And you would probably know that once you start trying to pick it up, because it is heavy enough you cannot lift it by yourself, Vern.
If I were to reduce it,
you can reduce it, yeah, sure.
We can break it free. I looked to the group to make sure they agree that I should do that. Cool. All right. I don't want to ruin Teth's ring.
That's sure.
Teth, you could wear it as like some cool collar thing, you know?
It's like a headband where it has a crown on top of the head.
Yeah, that would make me look fucking even more evil. Just wear a fucking collar with 15 emeralds. Some type of weird construct glitch.
Yeah, I'll cast reduce on it.
Great. Casting reduce on the ring, it will immediately shrink down in size, and you hear a loud crack. Brackle and Vern, make a con save for me, please.
It's shrapnel.
Not shrapnel. Not shrapnel.
Oh.
You're just going to be deafened if you fail.
Okay.
For a second.
That's it. For sure.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, Vern.
So beefy. Like, there's no reason why Vern should. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to complain. But
good to have good constitution as a sorcerer.
Yeah.
Okay, a 16 does save. A 6 unfortunately does fail. Brackle, this crack is so loud. Maybe you just happen to be right next to it, and Vern, I don't know, has his hands on his head to cast this spell or something. It pierces right through your eardrums, Brackle. You will be deafened for the next minute, which is not that bad, I guess, in the amorphous time frame that D&D exploration takes. But you are deafened. But the ring breaks the bone, and it is sitting kind of on the base of the toe, and it falls off down into the moss below.
It is now 1/8 its original weight. So can I pick it up?
You can pick it up. It still feels heavy. It's about 15 pounds, 20 pounds. But But it is you can carry it, yeah.
All right, I hand it over to Brackle, and I point to his ear to indicate that he has some blood dripping out of it, and I give it to him to put into the bag.
What?
Yeah. Huh? I can't hear you.
It's too big for an earring. It won't fit. Maybe Teth. I don't know.
I would like, just so I can leave this up to chance and I'm not railroading this situation, I would like all of you to roll a D100 to see the implications of that bone crack, the sound of the bone crack.
Who cares? We have a 150-pound ring with emeralds in it.
Yeah,
That's
what,
true.
30
You
emeralds?
can't hurt us.
150-pound gold ring.
I go buy a new
89
continent.
is not bad.
Fuck Azura.
36 is pretty bad, though.
Bad.
I have bad news. I probably already got rid of my good roll with a 98, so
Nonsense. Get 100 now.
that's mid.
Yeah, 245 out of 400. Not bad. You certainly will not be running into Arcan anytime soon. There's a gnat that is flying right around the microphone. Okay. Yeah, the toe snaps. It falls down onto the ground. You minimize the ring, throw it in the bag, and Ion brings you back down to the surface. And you can continue journeying. It was just a foot. It's not connected to a leg or the rest of a body. It's just there. You can leave it in your wake. You start journeying, you continue journeying through the midday. That 245 will take you pretty far without any adverse situations, for sure. Before I go on, is there anything that anyone would like to do during the travel? Anything that you want to talk about? Anything you want to take care of? If not, we can kind of skip to the next thing.
Onward. Let's keep going.
Great.
Yeah, I'm good.
You will notice as you continue journeying, you are now many miles south from where you originally met Dogbone. And you can no longer understand him. Those times are long gone. He has just been clicking away as you've been walking. He seems happy enough to just be following you guys. He doesn't seem to be looking for a specific bone anymore. His new path is just following these new friends that he's made happily. He seems cheerful. You'll notice as you go, he starts walking a little bit slower. The clicking is not as loud. It's not as pronounced. It's not as articulate. And at a point, he stops clicking altogether. He just stops making noise, but he's still moving a little bit. And you'll notice the bones on the ground are becoming fewer and farther between. There's much less smog in the air. It doesn't seem to be as toxic as you're moving through it. And you all get to a point where you feel safe. If you weren't still protected by Hero's Feast, you'd feel good about breathing the air around you. And you see, amid all of the things that are going on within your traveling party, the soft little pitter patter of Dogbone's feet that you've kind of gotten used to runs silent.
No.
And if you look behind you,
Cruel.
you just see a little pile of bones. These little mismatched bones sitting on the dirt.
I rush back, scoop him up, and I put the bones 2 feet back into the miasma. Does he reanimate?
You'll see very slowly, not right at first, maybe within 2 or 3 minutes, the bones will kind of recongregate, not in the same order that they were in before. You'll see almost like magnets, bones from other piles, or a bone will like come up out of the ground and form into like his femur bone or whatever. He will reform, and he'll look up at you and kind of like cock his head and click a couple times, turn around and just kind of scurry back towards the bone fields.
Okay, good. He knows. All right. He gets it. All right, let's press on.
Great. Yeah. 245 is going to carry you. That's kind of right in the middle section of where we're going. You guys hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's like,
Hold on 1 second.
Narcan, anyone? Narcan, isn't that the OD medication?
Mm-hmm. It's like the EpiPen, but for overdoses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure they sell them like just over the counter, or maybe
I think
not
they
over
do.
the
Yeah.
counter, but
I think you're. No,
behind
I
the
think
counter.
you're right.
Maybe. Do they? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think you're right.
I bet that shit gets stolen all the time.
Can you buy Narcan over?
Dave used to work at Walgreens by us, which was in the hood,
Yeah.
and he said people used to come in like, just like absolutely fucking, freaking out because somebody's ODing, right?
Yeah.
So they would like walk up to pharmacy and start screaming and shouting. They need it, and eventually they'd get physically violent until they got Narcan.
Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Sounds about right.
I mean, like, in their defense, it's like, if I can't afford Narcan, but my wife is dying, what aren't you gonna do to get something to help save your wife, right?
Right. It's like we'll face the consequences later, but at least she's
Right.
alive right now.
America.
America. Fuck yeah.
Well, I should probably take this time to pee.
I'm hoping my
Good
food
idea,
gets here at
actually.
the same time.
Yeah, smart. Go pee. Group pee.
Can you go pee pee?
How was your son?
Very sad. We're in the process of weaning him off of using milk to go to sleep. So he's really sad that he can't use milk, and he's really sad that I can't put him down, because Rhiannon's not here either. So he's just upset. But I got him some fruit snacks, and that put a Band-Aid on it for a little while. Until it's time to actually go to sleep, and he freaks out again.
Guess. Explain to me why you need to wean him up milk to go to bed.
Because now he's big enough that he pees a lot. Like if he drinks a lot of milk, it takes more milk to satisfy him. So he'll drink like 15 ounces of milk before dozing off, and then he like pees the bed, or he'll climb into our bed without us knowing, and he'll pee in our bed. We're like,
mostly just a fluke thing.
Yeah.
I was like, man, there's something I'm not getting here. It's like, I can't give you milk, but I'm gonna give you sugar snacks.
Right. It's just he's so he just gets really uncomfortable because he pees through his diaper, and that's what wakes him up. So we're at like 5 days now where we've gone down without milk, and it's less of a fight now, which is good. The first 2 days were like nightmare status. He was like screaming, like full blown meltdown tantrum, rolling around on the floor. Yeah, but now it's just like mild screaming. So I will take that,
because I in the last month have started drinking milk to go to bed as well. But it's just because my fucking heartburn has been so bad.
Milk of magnesium.
No, that's a what's the word I'm looking for. That's a laxative. Which I have had exactly once. That the first time I ever was advised to take a laxative. It's like one of the times I got out of the hospital. And I called my doctor, and he was like, "Yeah, it's pretty normal. Like, extended hospital stays. You just get backed up, especially like hospital food. Blah blah blah." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "Yeah, just go to the store or something over the counter, buy a laxative." And I'm just like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm looking at. I was like 21 at the time. And I was like, all right, well, milk and magnesia it is. And it's like, from what I know now, one of the more intense laxatives. And I think it comes in like a bottle. And it's like, drink like half a bottle, and should take effect within 6 hours. And like 6 hours went by, 8 hours went by, it's like nothing. I was like, well, guess I'm drinking the rest of the bottle. And like 12 hours hit, and I was in pain.
Yeah.
For like, dude, it's just like it felt like I was being squeezed like a tube of fucking toothpaste. It's just like fucking every ounce of liquid inside me was gone. It's so fucking brutal.
Dude, the fucking toothpaste got me. That's terrible, but it's really funny.
Yeah. That being said, if you guys need a laxative, I highly recommend some stool softener and lots of water. Milk and magnesia will fucking destroy you.
Oof. Last line of defense.
Yeah.
Dude, I honestly, if I was in that position again, I would be like, all right, make sure I don't work the next day, so I can just because like I've had food poisoning that's not as bad as that. Like,
yeah.
Wow, that's rough.
Yeah. That does not sound good. Does not sound good. All right. Yeah, you have let your dog friend run back into his home so he can stay alive, Frosty the Snowman style. And you are still on your way. Could I have a survival check and a sanity check from everyone, please?
Oh. Well, one of them's positive.
Above table, there
my
will
God.
be no negative ramifications from either of these checks. Just gauging how the next part will go.
Take away ability. God, why is this so?
All right.
Okay,
Survival first.
ignore that.
So,
Sanity check.
Barlos, I think my sanity was +3, but there was a time, maybe half a year ago, where I accidentally deleted that skill, and it hasn't come up, and so it hasn't been a problem yet until today. But I think it was a +3. Remember, like I was on the
Oh,
positive
no.
side of things.
Oh no.
Jesus, dude.
Oh no.
Wow. Wow.
Epop's gonna get thrown off and
You got on a recording
fuck
that
out.
Barlow said nothing bad would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Marcus
nothing
words.
bad. I would assume that yours is still a +3 because Urzak's
Yeah.
is still a +3, and his has not changed either.
Hey, mine's not a -3 anymore though, or whatever it was.
Was it -2?
-2 or -3, I can't remember.
Negative. Yeah. Okay, let's see.
I went nat 20, nat 1.
Nice.
Well, for 7 for is that 7 your sanity? Oh, 10 for sanity.
Yeah, so I got a +3.
All right, let's build this up from the bottom with Teth. Hold on, these are drying out my mouth. I need to not snack on these while I'm trying to do this.
Or get some water.
Who needs water when you could drink A&W root beer all day?
I thought you were gonna say Dr. Pepper.
Hashtag sponsored.
Yeah, a little thrown off. Guess you're.
I don't have any Dr. Pepper. I only have Mellow Yellow and A&W right now.
You
I
live in
kind
a
of
whole
got
different
Dr.
world
Peppered
than I
out
do.
for a while. It's a weird feeling, just not having a. Just don't feel like buying it.
A fresh DP.
Feel a little bit sad. I feel like I'm betraying the friend that's held me up for so many years.
Your position?
With my position, yeah. With a 6 survival and a 1 sanity, Teth.
Yep.
I mean, very on brand for your character. First of all, you begin moving into the evening time. Party is still moving south. You've covered a lot of ground. You are moving really quickly. With far above a 50% on your collective percentile rolls. You're traveling with the wind, and things are looking up in the direction that you would have been traveling had you kept the course straight southwest. On the horizon, a few hills start popping up. You see the gradient of the terrain begin increasing off to the west. And you don't catch it at first. But once the evening starts to set in, and the sky begins to darken, as the sun goes below the horizon, you can see a very distinct purple glow behind these far mountains. You can't tell what it is, Teth. You're not sure where this is being conjured from in your mind, whether it's a memory or an arcane illusion caused by the wilds, or if it's real. You see maybe 100 yards out in that direction, standing in front of this purple glow with the sun's red and rose and orange glow below the horizon. You see the outline of Moth. She's not doing anything. She's just standing there. Not necessarily looking at you, but her body is facing your direction. And it's like one of those paintings that's painted in the way that as you move, it's always facing you. Or the eyes are always looking at you. As you're moving, whether you want to tell the rest of the party or not, Moth is facing you at all points. And it will go on like this as long as you are moving south. You get the feeling that this is... it is a beckoning of sorts. You feel drawn to this image. And with a 1 sanity, you have it kind of lodged in your mind. You know, in your discerning mind, in your objective mind, that you're moving this way as a tactical move. You don't want to engage with Arcan or whatever other things might come up in the bone fields. But in the more loose parts of your wiring, you want to throw that out the window and just cut to the west right now. You said is that a nat 1 for a 4? Brackelbath?
Brackle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Sanity
For survival.
Oh, for survival. A sanity nat 20 for 23 and survival nat 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting combination. Sorry to cut you off, Teth. Did you have anything following that?
So the image, so we see the purple glow to the south. Is that what you were saying?
To the west. To the west.
Purple. Okay, so the purple goes to the west.
Mm-hmm.
And we're heading.
So it's off to your right hand side. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, it's off to the right of the party.
And I have a strong urge to go west, where the visage of Moth is and the purple glow.
Correct.
Okay.
You would all. I guess I should preface this by saying that you would all have the sense that you're not far enough south yet to truly cut across for like a true like 45-degree southwest bearing from where you were. You still feel like you need to go a little further before you cut across to where you wanted to go originally.
Okay.
But your senses are telling you, Teth, we're probably far enough. It's worth the risk. We should just go now. Brackle, you have the exact opposite reaction here. With a natural 20 sanity, you don't see anything. You are actually just enjoying being out of the bone fields. Your survival is so low that you're just depending on everybody else. You are free-spiriting this entire journey at this point, assuming that somebody else is probably a better navigator at this point. You've lost all bearing, and you're under the assumption that if you encounter another creature, you are reliable as a face for the party. You are not an explorer. So you're leaving it in the hands of whoever else. That being said, with a 20 sanity, you are acutely aware of the purple and what it implies. You make the connection quite quickly that it is associated with the orb that you saw before, and likely with Cassis as well. But you do not see anything on the horizon other than the purple glow and the glow of the sun below the mountains. Above that, Vern, with a 10 sanity and a 4 survival. You are in a similar boat to Brackle. Your survival is low. You know that you are good at charming your way out of things, but the schooling that you had within your household was in a fishing town. You were there for import-export. You were there for seafaring, not necessarily tracking your way through a wasteland desert area. So this is out of your wheelhouse for sure. With a 10 sanity, however, you have this feeling, the hairs are standing up on the back of your neck almost. Ever since the mentioning of your parents, ever since you were asked about how they passed from Brackle, and kind of led to you've been led to kind of piece together that evening again in your mind. Mm-hmm. The more you think about it, the more you begin longing for a future with your mother that you didn't have. And the more you think about that, the more the feeling that something like that might still be possible creeps up on you. You don't, again, just like Teth, you don't know where this feeling is coming from. You're not sure if it's real. You're not sure if it's just a manipulation from the wilds. But you get this gut sense that all is not lost as far as still learning from your mother. You feel like you got a lot of your attributes from her, and there was always a wanting of something more. And you feel very close to achieving that here. Yeah. With Urzak, dual 16s. Urzak, with a 16 survival, you are leading the group here. You are the one spearheading this operation now. You have your sights set on the point where you believe it will be safe to cut back west, and you are confident that that is an accurate figure, whatever that distance is. And I think, above table, I think that is accurate. I think you're probably the one that's most comfortable journeying in the wilds. You're the most comfortable with this type of terrain. And you would be the one that naturally other people in the party would defer to kind of lead in this manner. So you are keeping everyone on course. With a 16 sanity. The pearl within the warband, the Mirian warband, it just starts to itch a little bit underneath on your palm. It doesn't hurt. There's no pain. It's not even that annoying. It's just enough to make you notice it. And you realize that it is indeed the affected area is right beneath Gendrul's pearl. And because of that, she crosses your mind. You don't necessarily feel any more intimate of a connection with her in this specific place. Just for whatever reason, just pops into your mind. And she's on your mind now as you're traveling.
Is Gendrul the dragon that's in the sword that you talked to?
No, it's Urzak's sister, yeah.
Okay.
Lindis is in the sword, correct?
No, Devlin.
Devlin
is in the sword, yep.
Devlin, but Lendis is still
Lendis is the god.
deity. Yeah, is the deity, but Devlin was a worshiper, or do we know that?
Yeah.
We don't.
So she basically led the sect. She
Okay.
basically was a dragon that was old enough to die.
Yeah.
That led the sect.
Okay.
You have Ollie in there too. Don't forget.
He's in Mir. I thought.
Yeah, he's somewhere apparently.
I thought he was hanging out in Mir.
That was kind of my thought, but then Barlos was like, "Well, he's gone. Bye." Taurus is in there.
I thought he was too. Taurus is definitely in there. A piece of him, anyways.
A third of Taurus. Yeah.
So, talk to me, DM. How strong are these itches and these urge to go west? Is it like a strong?
It is a strong nagging.
Yeah.
Likely strong enough for you to bring it up to the party.
Okay. How much longer are we supposed to be going south?
8 days.
Seems like
Sounds right.
Time.
Urzak, you would know that it is not 8 days. It's more, it's closer to, going south and then cutting over. You're probably looking at, if you find a place to stop, you could make the actual turn west after a few hours of travel tomorrow.
What time of day is it right now?
Evening time, maybe like 8 o'clock. 7:30, 8 o'clock. So you could travel for a few more hours, rest, and then maybe by early, late morning, like 11 o'clock, maybe.
Mm.
You could start cutting over if you wanted a true 90-degree detour.
Wow. You see the glow over to the west, right? Does everybody see that?
Everybody does see that. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Everybody does see that.
Everybody else see it? Anything? Does anybody else see anything else besides the purple glow? Or am I just hallucinating?
Do you still see those figures on the horizon?
Oh, the giants.
You do see the figures in the horizon. They are. You've only had one rest since then. They are still moving with you. No less figures than there were when you exited the prison. So they're just still remaining stagnant with you.
I do see the glow, but I mean, we know where we're heading. So, not entirely surprised.
I'm not sure why. Well, I can see why, but I have a strong inclination to go west, straight up here towards the purple, the hue.
But Tef, that's where Arcan probably is, remember?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Keithlo.
Seaflow will be listening into this. Yeah.
You should come give Teth the reboot.
Yeah.
Didn't he just get one? Is it? Can you have too many?
He was clean.
He will. Yeah, he kind of gave him like a soft
Soft reset.
decompress. Yeah. He'll say, Teth, I think you need to explain more thoroughly why you feel this way. It is objectively unsafe.
Tess like starts zoning out, and he's focusing on Moth. Does she have her? Is her throat crushed, or is she whole?
It is not. It is not. She is whole.
That's worse. That's worse.
I know.
Moth's over there. I can see her.
You said that you stopped seeing her once the matter was removed.
Yes. And now she is back.
Just think about this a little bit. Doesn't seem to be possible, at least not in the same way that it was possible before. Something else must be at play.
I'll say once again that
What?
we are heading to the orb of Cassius.
What does he control?
Death.
Lost souls. Oh, okay.
He's like the Farrier of Souls, right? Or the extent of that.
Mhm.
Somewhere.
I'm eager to possibly reunite you in some format with Moth. I do still think we will get there by taking a current route.
How far away is Moth? DM. Do I know?
That's a good question. It's hard to say. I mean, much closer than the mountains are for sure. Maybe like 500 feet or so. Like it's a ways out.
Where do you
Man.
see Moth, Teth? Maybe we can see her as well.
Yeah. Teth will start grabbing his collar and point towards where he sees her. And
I assume we can't see her, right?
No. Nobody sees anything but Teth.
Teth will start to activate some things on his battalion armament and start to lower ion.
Is there any of those spells that I can counterspell?
I don't know. What do you think, DM? The first one would be dark vision.
I would say that there's nothing within his armor that you could counterspell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he's preparing to get off of ion, right?
Yeah, he's getting closer to the ground. And he activates some dark vision.
I'm gonna hold charm person if he starts doing anything, getting crazy and trying to run away.
Oh, okay.
And then he'll activate.
Is Zethlo still on? Is Zethlo still with you on? Or no, Peepup's on Ion with you.
Yep.
Zethlo will move his construct over next to you. So he will put his physical body between you and the mountains to the west.
Mm-hmm. then he'll activate temporary hit points.
Okay.
Novashiro will start the charge.
Is Teth
Oh,
a
no.
humanoid?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would assume. I mean, it's like one of those weird things. I always assume that he is because it's a player.
Right.
I think I would treat, at least at this point, I would treat Teth as a construct that can heal like a humanoid. Like I wouldn't.
Okay, so he's not.
He's still affected. Yeah, he's still affected by spells and healing and things like that.
Mhm.
Like the ones that stipulate this has no effect on constructs and undead, that would still affect Teth. But
Okay.
for flavor and narrative, he is in all intents and purposes a construct.
Hey, Teth, you're getting. Oh
no, go ahead. Do
Nope.
your charming thing.
no, I'm just as soon as if he looks like he's gonna bolt, that's when I'll hit him.
Okay.
So you go for it.
And well, no. If he looks like he's gonna bolt, if your charming fails, Vern is gonna have in his hands the binding bands to throw at his ankles.
Oh yeah.
You guys are so
That's
much more aggressively against Teth doing this than
We saw what happens when
Urzak's
Teth
like,
charges
yeah.
and vaporize that poor
that's
guy.
it's true. I've not been around for Teth running naked into the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Vern's like, nope, we're not doing this again.
Not again.
Above table, I will say, I don't know if Charm Person's going to work.
That's why
Teth-
I'm asking about it.
Teth's already your friend. Is my point.
Well, I'm not using Chart Person. I said
There you go.
I'm dominant.
Good. Sorry.
Urzak's just going to turn to Hargrave and say, if don't let him get out of eyesight.
she will tighten the reins on Apollo and agree with you. And she will also move around the formation directly behind you, Teth. So you now have kind of open space in front of you, but Zethlo is directly to your right, and Hargrave is directly behind you.
Perfect. All right. I'm gonna roll a dice, Barlos.
Okay. What are you going to roll the dice for?
Power word kill.
The what's the over and over under? I'd say above a 30. He's going on a D100.
Okay. That's fair for me.
Okay. First thing he does is cast Misty Step.
Okay.
As soon as he lands on the other side, unsettling words, dominate person.
What you need?
It is a wisdom saving throw, but the unsettling words is minus 1d10 from that throw.
Ooh.
Unsettling words. So unsettling words
Is one
a negative 1d10.
correct? And then it's a
And,
wisdom save 18.
okay. So I'll roll the d10.
Yeah,
first.
roll the d10 first, yeah.
Ooh. That's a spicy. That's a spicy.
I don't know if you can make an 18 now.
So
Maybe he's a fuck paladin.
I have make sure.
For a wisdom save, though?
Yeah, you're not within 5 feet of me, so I don't have advantage. So after the -9, I only have a +3 because I have a total of a +12.
Come
Does
on.
that make sense?
Mhm.
Hey, you did it.
Yeah. So what effect are you imposing on Teth, Brackle? What does it look like as you do this? I would say.
Yeah, I would say, how's the spell read?
You attempt to beguile a humanoid. Do you want me to read the spell listing? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I just don't know how it works.
You attempt to beguile a humanoid that you can see within range. It must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for the duration. If you or creatures that are friendly to you are fighting it, it has advantage on saving throws while the target is charmed. You have a telepathic link as long as the two of you are on the same plane. You can use this telepathic link to issue commands while you're conscious. No action required, which it does